people always ask that question, and it is, you always have to say, well, you know, it's what you do before a major event that's going to define whether or not you're going to be more successful. So in other words, it's not the individual who might end up being a leader, it's what have we done collectively to anticipate this, because everything that you do in preparation will save you a huge amount on the other side of that event. So good preparation, good training, the community needs to be really aware of where they're going, and I think we'd never seen an event this big in our city. All of the experts said it couldn't happen, and it did. And I think the lesson there is that wherever you live, as a human being, you need to remember stuff just doesn't happen to other people, and just because an expert said there will never be X here doesn't actually mean that we're excused as human beings for actually considering that perhaps it might, and what if. I think we probably need to put more energy overall, not just Christchurch, but probably in the Western world, in thinking about catastrophic levels of disasters. And we're very good at the small stuff, and we've got good systems, good infrastructure, good planning, good education, all of that stuff. But when it comes to the really big things, we need to get over this they'll always happen somewhere else instinctive desire to turn our back on contemplating the worst outcomes. It doesn't mean to say we should employ doomsayers to plan our lives, but I think we do need to be realistic about the fact that most of our major cities, if we look at Australia and New Zealand for example, are going to be located in very high risk places. Being colonial settlements, they were driven to a large degree by transport means of the day, which meant rivers, which meant ports, which means proximity for tsunami, for flood events, because you're going to be down the bottom end of the chain, not at the top. Liquefaction in terms of those sorts of issues, the interface between warm ocean currents, different air currents coming off the land. For volcanic, I mean, if you think around, if I look around Victoria, for example, I can recognize a significant number of volcanic features. Look at the mineral extraction, particularly the gold. You know, these are things that are associated with significant earth changes. So all I'm saying is the warning is there. We need to be clear that none of us are immune, and some would say the world is less predictable today, or maybe it's just that it's more reported. But the issue for us all is, if you want to be prepared for these things, then you need to also be prepared for the worst outcome.